I came to this country 12 years ago and I had to start from scratch, just like you said. Had zero connections, $0 to my name. I had to start all over my business degree. So it was very challenging, right? Because I was already building an identity, building a career, and I come here and none of that counts.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Scott Bursey, and today I'm joined by someone I've really been looking forward to chatting with, Jazmin Mitchell, who's been making serious moves in the land multifamily investment space. Jazmin is the visionary behind the She Is Me Club, a community helping women build wealth through ownership and investing while fostering personal, professional, and spiritual growth. She has built her portfolio from the ground up after coming to the U.S. with no connections. Jazmin has been involved in over 1,600 multifamily units. Please welcome a leader that is passionate about calling out the greatness in others. Jazmin, it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much, Scott. I'm super excited for this conversation.
So are we. I think our audience is really going to take something away from your perspective on the internal work of leadership. You've built the She Is Me Club on the foundation that your success in the market is a direct reflection of your clarity in your calling. For our listeners that may not be familiar with your journey, how did your career begin and where are you at now?
Yeah, it's definitely been a rocky journey. Just to give you a quick background, I came to this country 12 years ago and I had to start from scratch, just like you said. Had zero connections, $0 to my name. I had to start all over my business degree. So it was very challenging, right? Because I was already building an identity, building a career, and I come here and none of that counts. It was really hard emotionally. But at one point, I told my dad, you know what, I'm leaving. This is not for me. I couldn't see myself here in the long term. I'm like, I need to go back and make my dreams reality back in Mexico. And he told me, I'm sorry that you're going through this. I'm sorry that I brought the whole family here, but you're not the only one. There's millions of people going through the same thing that you are. And that's when something changed for me. I realized that I had to figure it out. I had to start where I was with what I had. So I stood, one foot in front of the other one, and I started going to college, learning the language, I started saving money. And, my dad told me whatever business you're going to start, because I didn't want to go to the You know, I didn't want to work for somebody else. I just wanted to start my own business. So my dad told me, whatever business you're going to start, you're going to need money. So I started saving money. And at one point I had $45,000 and I'm like, this is enough to start a business, but I didn't know what kind of business to start. I feel like my degree was business management, so I didn't really have a skill set. So long story short, I bought my first piece of land and, never look back. I bought it and, then I sold it, made 5,000 and never looked back.
Awesome. What do you think is your biggest skill set right now, your biggest contribution to your business?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
But definitely helping people. So there's two ways, right? One is helping people buy their first real estate portfolio, their first real piece of land, and guide them through the whole process. I'm not a realtor, but all the properties that I sell are for sale by owner. I'm able to do some seller finance, and I focus a lot on the Hispanic market. Sometimes they don't have a credit score, for land is super hard to get. There's no financing with the bank. So I'm able to help them, guide them through the process. And then on the other side, just showing them that it's possible, right? Like I came to this country with nothing, and I tell people, like, if I was able to do it, you can do it. Like, all of us have hardships. Some people can relate to being an immigrant. But the reality is, like, all of us have hardships and setbacks that at one point we want to just give up. But when you use that as a reason to let me figure something out and I have to make something with my life, and we decide to make that decision, life changes.
Absolutely. What geographical markets are you operating in?
I'm in Houston, Texas, so I fully focus just in Texas.
Love it. What caught my attention about you was the way you've been able to shift the focus from what women do to who they are. What do you feel highlights your quest in that regard?
So I think as women, we are expected to juggle a lot of things, right? From our career, from raising a family, from, doing all these things. As women, we are very good. But what I really like to show them is that we need to work on every single area of our life. Personally, our health, our relationships, professionally, of course, our career, creating our own wealth, financial independence, and spiritually, right? And spiritually means different things for everybody, but just being connected to a higher power, right? Just being connected to who we are and, taking care of our soul in order to achieve higher levels of success. So I think it's super, super important to work on all these areas.
What a great perspective. Now, every operator I know has a defining moment where the strategy met the reality of the market. And I'm talking, Jazmin, about, a deal that may have hit the wall or a time where you had to pivot real quick. Do you have a battle story that shaped how you operate today in that regard?
A lot. How much time that we have? Just I started in multifamily, specifically in 2019. So where the market was great, and then everybody was buying, and then now it's just the shift of the market, right? Like we hit the interest rates and insurance double and all these crazy things, right? That nobody was underwriting for. So of course we had a lot of just uncertainty on the projects. But one of them, for example, we had to just stop distributions and be like, okay, this is happening with the market, this is happening with the property, and just tell investors what's the reality, this is what is happening, and help us, just be patient as we have all hands on deck. Because, if anything goes out, we're the first one to lose a lot of money. So, just communicating with investors and telling them what's happening, I think that's what helped us go through that the hard process.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Certainly, it's fascinating to me how the inflection points that feel like a total collapse in the moment actually end up being the blueprint for the next decade of scaling. Let me ask you this, Jazmin. What are you most focused on solving or scaling next?
Definitely land. For all these years, I've been trading land as a side hustle. And, now I realize I have made 7 figures with land. Maybe I should put more attention to this. Maybe I should build a business out of this instead of trading as a side hustle and just on my own. Like, I'm into something. Like, once you hit 7 figures, I'm into something. So it deserves my full attention.
Oh, absolutely. And I know a lot of our audience is either earlier in their journey or looking to level up. And I think they'd benefit
hmm
from hearing this from you when it comes to building relationships and growing your network. What's made the biggest difference for you?
Definitely networking. Just I tell people you are one connection away from a completely different life. So just showing up to different events, to just connecting on social media or just podcasts. Like, you never know who you're meeting or who you're in front of and what that relationship can take you, right? Sometimes that person is not gonna add any value, but sometimes they know somebody that you need or that you can add value to them. So the power of networking has definitely been life-changing in my life.
And those relationships are everything. Jasmine, walk us through, in your experience, what is the one expensive mistake that you see most intermediate investors make right now that true pros have completely eliminated from their operating system?
I don't want to say that I fully eliminated because that's very very a very strong statement. But it's something that I'm personally working on is taking full responsibility of a whole deal, right? Either land or multifamily. For me, like in the multifamily side, I focus a lot on raising capital and building relationships with investors, and I kind of like trust everybody else doing their own part with underwriting, asset management. I realized that I need to take full responsibility and be fully aware of what's happening, right? Even if, my part is investor relations, like I still have to be fully responsible. And that happened with me on land as well. When I first bought my first piece of land, I trusted a broker. He told me, I told him like I want to buy a piece of land. He sent me 5 deals, and I'm like, I think this is really good. And location was great. I was aware of, I knew the location, so that was really good. But then I didn't realize that I paid higher than anybody else in the neighborhood. It was on the 100-year floodplain, so that made it really tricky for me to exit that piece of land. But I was like, it's because I trusted him, and he's not thinking as an investor. He's just, being a broker and, picking up his commission probably. I'm sure he had good intentions, but if we want to build wealth, if we have a strategy for investing, we are the only ones who we know what we want for. Like, what's our exit? What's the plan? Do we need this investment as a cash flow or as a long-term play, tax strategy? So there's a lot of things that we need to be fully aware and make those decisions.
I'm with you on that. And clearly, the way you've structured your operations is the gold standard for that. Jazmin, what's the one part of your story you hope really sticks out to our listeners today?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
As I mentioned, I think just understanding that everybody can transaction through to these levels, either online and commercial. Everybody deserves an opportunity, but nobody's gonna give you an opportunity. You have to go and knock the doors, sometimes kick the doors, and you have to add value to people in order for them to consider you for any opportunities. I get a lot of people who ask me like, how can I add value to you? And I'm like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know what's your superpower. I don't know your background. Like, you need to show up with people and tell them like, this is my skill set. This is what I can do. And this is the gap that I see in your business that I would like to add value to you. So the conversation completely changes.
Absolutely. And that's great words of wisdom. Thank you for sharing that. All right, before we wrap, if someone
Absolutely.
wanted to reach out and connect with you, Jazmin, maybe collaborate or learn more about what you're doing, what's the best way for them to reach you?
So I have my new webpage under construction, but on social media, you guys can find me on Instagram. She is Jazmin, and Jazmin with Z, Jazmin. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook. So on all the social media, you will find me. That's the best way.
Perfect. Well, listen, Jazmin, I appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. We need more people in this space who are doing it the right way. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you for having me, Scott.
It was our pleasure. And for those of you tuning in, we truly appreciate you. If you found a gold nugget or two in today's conversation, make sure you're subscribed. We're committed to bringing this level of executive clarity on every episode to help you stay ahead of the curve. We'll see you in the next episode, everyone.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.